zoom, that's it, larger, control plus, having to make the chat a bit bigger. There we go. No, it shouldn't say late night, it should say Friday afternoon. Does it say late night? It should say Friday afternoon ASMR. It's Friday afternoon, isn't it? Just thought I'd bring you some sounds, some relaxation. Let me just go and get some things. Hey James. Okay. How do I change? Hold on. I'm trying to change my streaming thing from it's a black page with white text. My eyes can't read that. It's basically, you know, like night vision. Oh, I cannot read. I can't see that. That's awful. Just gonna have to take it how it is. Hold on, let me see if I can find a different way to content. I need a white page with black text. I just can't read white text on a black page. There we go. That's better. Let's see if I can find you through this way. Ah, that's bad, that's what I want. That is what I want. Pop out. Chat. There we go. Oops. Perfect. There we go. Much better. Well, welcome everyone. I've had to increase the size of the text to 150. I do have my glasses here though, so I can put them on if I need them. It's not too bad. Hello Hugh. How are you? Just gonna do some lovely sudsy sounds first. I should really alter this a little bit. Isn't stretched as much. Okay. Just gonna do some nice sounds on your ears. Just check my Hey Jose, hey Aaron, good morning, how are you? I'm still keeping an eye out for your box, Aaron, it's not arrived yet. I'm drunk. You. Why are you drunk? It's not even 4 o'clock yet. Naughty you. What are you drunk on? What have you been drinking? How has everyone been then? How are you all dealing with lockdown number 3 if you're in the UK? This is what we're on now, lockdown 3. I think. How is your COVID, James? How are your symptoms? My poor moderator has the dreaded COVID. But like an absolute champ, he is here. No lockdown in BC yet. Kicking your ass. It's rubbish. Rubbish. Red wine with whiskey. Red wine Wednesday with whiskey. The last 24 hours wine and liquor. Goodness you. Have you heard of the GameStop? Yeah, my partner does like stocks and shares and things, and he told me about it. If you've not heard about it, I'd recommend googling it. It's quite an interesting situation. You've had it as well, Cynthia. HH. in South Korea. How are you? I've been looking into getting into a bit of Korean cooking. Last year I kind of just lost my way with cooking. I was very organised, I had meal planned, and I didn't love cooking, but I cooked from scratch every day. And after the thank you, Jose, for the donation. I don't know what CLP is. Is that a Chilean amount? The funny thing about YouTube is it gives it in the currency that someone donates. Thank you so much for the donation, Jose. Yeah, I just lost my way with cooking, and I just kind of turned to not ready meals, but things I could bung in the oven. And I've decided to get back on the cooking horse, and I've been looking at Korean cuisine. Because I very much love Chinese, Japanese, Thai food. I'm a big fan of coconut flavours. Just open this. I'm just going to do some lovely bubbly sounds. So it's a sponge. I've cut in half. Just get the bubbles going. How has your day been, Jose? I'm getting a massive home delivery at McDonald's. Hugh, what will we do with you? You need to have a word with the pig. You need to have a word with him. CLP is Chilean peso. Oh, look at Anthony coming through with the facts. Thank you, Anthony. It's cold and sunny today. I don't mind it. When it's sunny, I am okay with the weather unless it's windy. I find wind, like strong winds, I'm not talking about a lovely summer breeze. Strong winds just make everything worse. Doesn't matter what the weather is, a strong wind ruins the weather. But when it's sunny, oh, I love it. It's snowing and the sun's shining, beautiful. Raining and the sun's shining, lovely. Summer, sun shining, brilliant. I'm very much, I don't want to say I'm a sun worshipper in the sense that I lie out in the sun and bake my skin, because that's not what I mean. What I mean is I just love it when it's sunny and bright. You've got school, okay? Enjoy school. Hello, Korea. I was just talking about Korean food. Apparently, Korean skincare is very good. Oh, I agree. This lockdown has been so much harder because of the weather. In March, well, it was the end of March going into April, the warmer weather was here, it wasn't too bad, but this lockdown was right in the middle of winter and it's just been awful. Just that clever. And you didn't juggle it. Didn't juggle it at all. I'm fine with that. Does Korean skincare also have like 7 steps? I don't know, I haven't looked into it that much. I am now a 2-step skincare person. I've never really looked after my skin very much, but I'm very much on the bandwagon of The Ordinary. So I bought some stuff from The Ordinary. It's a salicylic acid charcoal mask. And I've also, what else did I get? Oh, some CeraVe stuff. Oh, it says there. It's a... I'm an idiot and that actually says that. I forgot that was up there. And that, just so you know, that one is the latest subscriber to my channel. Like follower subscriber. Subscribing on here is not the same as Twitch. What's the best horror you've seen in the last 1 year? Well, I hate horror movies. So I wouldn't describe a horror movie as the best one. I don't like horror. I don't like being scared. I'm trying to think of loves a smoggy doggy. Not really a smoggy. I'm a northeast beast. I'm good though. As good as I can be in this situation, I guess. Have you ever experienced lucid dream? No. I haven't. Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit. That wasn't a reply to the horror thing though, was it? I watched Queen's Gambit. I binged watched Queen's Gambit. I don't even know if there's a word for how quickly I watched Bridgerton. And I've just watched Bling Empire. If you have Netflix, there's something on it called Bling Empire, which is, it follows I think there's about 8 rich Asians in Los Angeles, and it's all about like their culture and how rich they are, and it is just, I love it. It's kind of like Made in Chelsea, even though I've never watched Made in Chelsea or Essex. I've just watched, does it have 8 episodes in like 24 hours? It's so good. And Kevin is my favourite. Hereditary is very good. Oh, okay. A couple of you watched that. If you haven't watched Outlander, I constantly get told I look like the woman out of Outlander. I've never seen it yet though. Hey Kelsey, how are you? Kelsey is one of my very good friends from the United States. I met her, not physically, but we know each other through our love of Minecraft. Have a nice sleep, JH. You do kind of look like her. I think her name is Claire. From what people have said, oh, you look like Claire from Outlander, or maybe that's the actress's name. But yeah, I get told that I look like Claire from Outlander a lot. I also get Dakota Johnson a lot, which I don't see. And I used to get years ago Uma Thurman all of the time. I don't think I look anything like Uma Thurman, but when I used to say it to people, they're like, oh my god, yeah, and I'm like, no. I look nothing like her. I'm good. I have to wait. I've got to wait 8 hours before I can log into my WhatsApp. If you don't know, I bought a new phone last Friday actually. The phone came on Saturday. I use a messaging service called WhatsApp. You can't easily transfer your messages from iOS WhatsApp to Android WhatsApp. It is practically impossible. So I had to download, or I had to buy this. It was an app called WhatsApp Migrator. Cost me like £7. But I thought, if it works, I don't mind paying it. But yeah, I keep getting locked out of WhatsApp when I uninstall and reinstall it. And yesterday I got locked out for 30 hours. And at this point in time, I don't even care anymore because I've been locked out of WhatsApp more in the past 7 days than I've actually been on it. So I've got another 8 hours before I can reinstall it, and hopefully all of my old conversations will be downloaded. Basically, it's kind of like if you wanted to use email on an another phone, and they were like, oh, well, you're going to lose all of your emails that you've ever sent. There's a lot of information in the WhatsApps, like passwords and phone numbers of comedians I need to know, and photographs, so I really didn't want to lose them. Yeah, I'm locked out again. You're mistaken for Stacey Solomon. I don't really see Uma Thurman, maybe Dakota Johnson. I don't know, but I know who Dakota Johnson is. We have the same colour hair. Yeah, I'm locked out because I have to keep uninstalling and reinstalling it. That's part of the migration. So yeah, I'm locked out of it again, but I'm on it in 8 hours. And I found this hack where you can change the time on your phone. So I did it, and it was like, right, you can request another code. So when I requested the code, it's like, nah, it's not working. I was like, damn. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to be patient and wait. And then never ever switch from Android back to iOS ever. So if you have an iPhone or Android, just be careful if you're swapping over. A lot of people have switched to Signal. I don't know anyone who switched actually. Everyone I know is still on WhatsApp. And to be honest, the thing that everyone is switching, like the reason everyone's switching, doesn't really bother me that much. I know Facebook has all of my information. That is something that's just something I accept when I use their products. Like, I know Facebook actually accesses your apps on your phone when you're not using Facebook. So say if you have Spotify sends information to your Facebook account while you're using Spotify. There is a setting you can change in Facebook to say, no, you're not having access to that, but just know if you have Facebook, it is accessing all of the information for your apps, even when you're not on Facebook. Where in Borough are you? Oh god. The screen's gone blank. My hands are wet and my mouse is over there, so I can't see any of your chat. Hold on. There we go. I just move that closer. Where in Borough? I'm not from Borough. I used to live in Borough. I haven't lived in Borough for about 4 years now. Hey Laura. I got a Discord notification. I went to Twitch and got really confused. Just keeping you on your toes. It's just been so long since I've uploaded anything on YouTube. I thought I'd pay everyone a visit just to see how you are. But don't worry, the videos are coming back. I just took a month off. I say that if it was planned. I just couldn't be bothered to make anything. We had Christmas and then we had lockdown, and I was like, I've got no motivation to even get my camera out and try and film. So you know what? I'm just going to take a month off from filming on YouTube. And I did a live stream. Making soup. And I quite like, to be honest, I really love live streams. If anyone doesn't know, I live stream on Twitch. I have a Twitch channel and I live stream on there 3 times a week. absolutely. You saw me on Wilty, that was quite a while ago now. Quite a few years ago. Was it like 6 years ago, I think? Let me just move this back. Let me just... Oh. Get this in. Nope, that's not my face. Don't play Among Us, no. I'm on a Minecraft kind of thing at the moment. I love Minecraft. I'm very, very into it. What made you stream this early? Well, I spent the whole day playing on Minecraft U. And watching the rest of Bling Empire, and I thought, I should probably do something with my day. So I thought, hey, why not do a stream? Hey, I came close to streaming Minecraft. Very close. And yeah, I like the chatting. I like actually having a conversation with people. I've not actually. I took up knitting in January. I already crochet, and I thought I'd start knitting. But to be honest, I haven't done much knitting at all. I've got a couple of crochet projects I need to finish. So on my Twitch channel, I make crocheted items for people when they claim points back. So when you watch someone on Twitch, be, you know, a better person. Like, hey, I used this lockdown to learn a new language, or I used it to grow my YouTube channel massively, or, you know, do something amazing. But in reality, I'm just like everyone else. Sometimes I'm just a bit like, not in the mood to do anything. You know, you feel a little bit down, and when you feel down, you don't have the motivation to try and do anything. So I'm not going to be too hard on myself. Just going to kind of do what I can do, and then if that's not enough, then so be it. Hey Adam, we're just streaming once on YouTube today. Just thought I'd have a little stream on here. See how everyone is. Oh, I treat myself to some new nail varnish. I find glitter varnish is really good because it's very forgiving. So I got I'll show you what it is. It's super cheap stuff. It's from Boys. It's W7. Costs about £1.99. But yeah, I've got a nice purple glitter one. Work as usual. Yeah, a lot of people are exactly the same. Nothing has really changed for them during the lockdown. And then for others, like, everything has changed. So for me, I haven't worked my normal job since March last year, but I'm very, very lucky to have YouTube and Twitch. But then for Christian, he worked from home for April to September, and now he's back at work and literally nothing has changed for him. It's work as usual. Just gonna knock that down. Hey Florent. I just can't wait till a vaccine comes out for me. I'm not in any sort of you know, group where I would require it early. Low risk is what the word I was looking for. I'm in a very low risk group. I'm in my late 30s, and underlying health conditions. I have like an underactive thyroid for which I get medication for, so that I don't have an underactive thyroid, and that's really it. So I'll be very, very low down on the risk list, which I don't mind. Obviously I would rather have other people have it, but I just can't wait till we get to that point so I can have the vaccine, and then you know, I can worry less about me catching it. I feel exactly the same with my mum and Christian, my mother-in-law. Just kind of want them to get it. Hey Noema. Hello to Croatia. And Revolution, hello. trying defrosting something in the sink, you know, when you put something in cold water, and I just want to put it in the fridge now so I don't get food poisoning. Back in a mold. From near Berwick. Oh, I used to go camping in Berwick when I was younger. Was it Berwick? I've been to Berwick a few times. I'm going to see if it was. Let me have a look where it is. You know where Berwick is. Maps. See how far away it is. Oh no, I have been to Berwick. Oh no, we used to go on a caravan, that's what it was. We used to go to a caravan site when I was younger in Berwick. The place I was thinking of is a place called Walk, W-A-R-K. But that's like way further south. I see my cookies are still number one. Nita, nothing that I've ever been sent has ever come close to topping what you sent me. So everybody, say hello to Nita. Nita is the wonderful person. Did you introduce me to goldfish as well? Well, I know you sent me goldfish, but did you introduce me to them? Nita is the person who supplied Trader Joe's Lacey's cookies, which are number one on the Biscuits of Britain and Beyond list. Nothing has ever topped these biscuits, which technically aren't actually biscuits, they're more like Florentines. Like, I love Florentines, so they're not actually biscuits, but they're on there, so they're not getting kicked off. Oh my god, they taste so good. These macadamia type Florentines, oh, heavenly, heavenly. You're welcome, Benjamin. Online teaching, were you the teacher or were you the student? This is all on Netflix. I watch Netflix all the I've started to watch Atlanta with Donald Glover. I have just finished The Office, the US Office. I have just finished watching Big Mouth, the animation, which is so rude but so amazing. Bridgerton, Bling Empire. I'm just starting to watch BoJack Horseman, picking up where I left off. I have a very large array of things I watch. I personally think it's time for another video. Well, I mean, yes. Oh, with my dog. My dog's not even here, she's coming home tomorrow. My mum took Poppy 10 days ago. She's like, I'll have Poppy, so she's had Poppy. And I miss her like mad. So my mum's actually coming over tomorrow to bring Poppy back, and she's stopping a night. My mum, no Poppy, Poppy's coming back. But my mum loves having her because it's company. My mum lives alone, so it's company. Gets her out walking. When is the next Biscuits of Britain video? When I can be bothered to make it, is the honest answer. It takes effort, it takes a lot of effort to make videos, and at the minute, I'm just not in the right frame of mind. Lockdown, the weather's definitely affecting me. I suffer from seasonal affective disorder, and the little lights don't work. So yeah, when I can pull my finger out and get around to making one. I'm the teacher, I teach secondary RE. Ooh. I remember RE. In school we got it in year 7, 8 and 9, and then you had to choose it to study it for GCSE, but I didn't. Just googled what a Florentine is. Oh, Kelsey, Florentines are amazing. Oh, you get them, they're more Christmassy, so we get them at Christmas. But oh my god, if I ever see Florentines, I'll just snap them up. So good. Yeah, I like BoJack Horseman. Have you watched the Great British Bake Off? I've watched the ones on Netflix, Amazon Prime. I've watched some, but I don't watch TV, so I don't watch. When you'll turn the TV on and you put a channel on, it's very difficult to describe. But you will turn the TV on and you'll put Channel 1 on, or Sky 1, or the History Channel, or whatever. I don't know how to do that in my house because we don't have like standard cable. We have some sort of app on an Amazon Prime Fire Stick or whatever it is. So I couldn't even turn the TV on and get to a standard channel. So whenever something's on, like when the Great British Bake Off is on and everyone is watching it at the same time, I can't watch it because I wouldn't know how to watch it. Plus, I don't like being told when I have to watch something. It's like, oh, it's on Channel 1 at 9 o'clock at night. I don't know if I'm going to be available at 9 o'clock at night to watch it. So I only ever watch on-demand stuff, which in 99.9% of the time is Netflix. Hey, Seattle. Will you ever read? Oh, it's not next to me. It's in my bedroom. I'll get it in a second and I'll read it. I read it on my stream the other day and it was here. It was right here, but I took it into my bedroom the other day to read. We read one. I was like, pick a number between 1 and 100, and of course 69 was chosen. So I read 69, but it's so appropriate for what we're going through at the minute. Seattle too. Just while I go and get the book, why don't you all say where you're from? If you're from America, like if you're from the United States, you can say what state. If you're from England, like what city. Just tell everyone where you're from, and then you can kind of see if people are from the same place as you. I'll be 1 minute. From Northern Ireland, from Belfast. Apologies, my Belfast accent. I watched The Fall, and then all of a sudden I thought I could do a Northern Irish accent with Jamie Dornan. Wolverhampton, Misty England, Misty Edinburgh. What am I saying? England, Misty Edinburgh. That's because it's too far away. Lancashire, Ohio, New Mexico, Toronto, 20 minutes away from Belfast. Not far then. Daddy, do you love me? Oh, I said that wrong. Daddy, what? I love you. Fall is a great show. I had mixed feelings about it though, because on one hand, Jamie Dornan's character is terrifying, but on the other hand, it's very nice to look at. And I was like, no, he's a serial killer, but he's really sexy in this show. But he's a serial killer. What else is from Seattle? Rain, grey skies, sleeplessness. Twilight's from near Seattle, isn't it? Oh, he's a good looking fella, he is. He's a very handsome chap, which of course is why he was chosen for Mr. Grey in 50 Shades of Grey. Am I the only straight one that doesn't fancy Jamie Dornan? Oh, you know when he opens his mouth? He's not. Because the Belfast accent is so strong. If he had maybe a South African accent, I might find him irresistible. The South African accent is my favourite accent ever. It is. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love the South African accent. In fact, I watched, remember the Oscar Pistorius trial? He's due to get out actually soon. But Oscar Pistorius had a very, very high profile trial. I watched the whole thing because it was just like South African accent central. Hey, the pass from Chicago. Hey J-Mac, how you doing? So, if I was ever to recommend a book, now I would recommend, oh it's not, the other book I would recommend is over there, but I can't get it. But if anyone ever suffers from anxiety and is struggling with anxiety, the book I would recommend is by Dr. Claire Weekes. That helped me. I can't even tell you how much it helped me. It helped me immeasurably, getting me out of my anxiety pit. But this is the other book I would absolutely recommend you getting. Hello, South Korea. I don't take requests for you seen District 9? Yeah, prawns. So, if I was ever to recommend a book, it would be this. Just go on eBay, get a second-hand one. This is second-hand, it's not new. Cost me like, I don't know what it cost me because I got it so long ago, but it cost me under a tenner. I think it was like £6 or £4, something like that. But this is my most favourite book. So I'm going to read you 69. Whoa, wrong way. Okay. So, someone chose 69 because it's 69 and everyone in my stream is dead rude. But this is it. And this one, Be Happy Where You Are, resonated quite a lot because what I am, the podcasts and things I'm listening to at the minute are very much this. So, be happy where you are. Sadly, many of us continually postpone our happiness. 1 second. I will postpone. Where's some water? Yes, you are angels. That's why you said 69. And that's when we did a raid the other month, and I raided with 69 people. I giggled. It's £6.51 on Amazon. Yeah, £6.51. Get it. I would highly recommend it. It's not a book where you have to read it. It's each point is a single number. You don't have to read it in order. You know, goes from 1 to 100. I think it was Bernie. Blame it on Bernie. The 60. In fact, I don't know if it was. I think it was someone else daft, like Danny. Someone who is immature and likes to say 69. TF5 is taking its toll now. Shout out to my TF5. But we were just saying that this lockdown sucks, particularly because the weather. Like, the first lockdown was a novelty. People were just starting to work from home. We were in the middle of spring, we were heading into summer. It was all this new thing. Not that many people. I mean, people were dying, but it wasn't like thousands and thousands and thousands a day. And it was kind of like, ooh, you know what's going to happen. Lockdown 2 wasn't horrendous because we had Christmas. Oh, why did I keep going off? We had Christmas, New Year coming up. You know, everyone was excited for that. This lockdown, middle of winter. No Christmas. New Year's gone. Right in the middle of winter. People are miserable this time of year anyway. And I think that has just made this hit a lot harder. And the fact that the numbers are just like going through the roof. And what I'm finding really frustrating, which I have to get off social media sometimes, is the amount of people who are spreading false information about how serious this is on social media is driving me up the wall. There was a video of someone who walked into a hospital late at night and filmed some empty corridors and was like, see, they're saying the hospital's jam-packed and it's not. And it's like, hospitals are made up of patients, doctors and visitors. Visitors aren't there anymore. They're not really allowed visitors. Only when someone's dying are you allowed a visitor. So it's full of patients. Where will the patients be? Oh, in the wards, in their beds. Where will the doctors be? In the wards, seeing the patients. You're not walking to the ICU with your phone. I'm sorry to rant, it riles me up. But it's like, you didn't walk to the ICU, you went to a department that probably has closed down. Like, you might have gone to a dermatology department. Dermatologists are now looking after people in ICU. My cousin is a paediatric nurse, newly qualified, like last year, high dependency unit. She looks after high dependency children. Not at the moment, she's on high dependency COVID wards because that's where they need them. And I've known a few people now who have been in the hospital, and the things that they have told me is like, I'm not going to say who it was, but it's a member of family who said it was like a carousel. They'd bring someone in, they'd take someone out, like wheel them out as in they were dying. And it's like, this isn't from someone who is part of a conspiracy, it's someone who was there and saw this. So yeah, social media, I've got to stay away from it. Got to stay away from it. Yeah, someone shared something by this doctor. There was a doctor on Twitter, and they shared a screenshot of something he said. Like, oh, the WHO have come out with this thing saying that they need to reduce something with the tests. And then somebody had commented up saying, oh, see, it turns out like the COVID conspiracy people were right again. And it interested me. I thought, oh, I wonder what the conversation on Twitter is like. So I found this doctor's Twitter account. I went to the Twitter account and he never tweeted it. So this screenshot that this person was sharing was completely false, and they just hadn't bothered checking it. So yeah, it is driving me up the wall. I can't visit my mum, and I guarantee her hospital is full. Yeah. If you've actually spoken to someone who has been on a COVID ward as a patient, or has been on a COVID ward as a visitor, or if you know someone who works there, they all say the same thing. They are jam-packed. Like, it is just constantly people coming in and people going out. It's horrendous. And then you get some idiot filming a corridor in a hospital trying to make out that, I don't know what even they're trying to prove. I guess they're trying to prove that the government are forcing us into this fake lockdown. It's like, have you actually been on these wards? Is it your birthday? It is not my birthday, no. 50% of people here don't believe it's real. Until they get it, or somebody they know gets it, and then all of a sudden it is. But then by that point it's too late. Right. 69. Be happy where you are. I'm sorry I got on my soapbox, but that's just been winding me up. Sadly, many of us continually postpone our happiness indefinitely. It's not that we consciously set out to do so, but that we keep convincing ourselves, someday I'll be happy. We tell ourselves we'll be happy when our bills are paid, when we get out of school, get our first job, a promotion. We convince ourselves that life will be better after we get married, have a baby, then another. Then we are frustrated that the kids aren't old enough. We'll be more content when they are. After that, we're frustrated that we have teenagers to deal with. We will certainly be happy when they are out of that stage. We tell ourselves that our life will be complete when our spouse gets his or her act together, when we get a nicer car, are able to go on a nice vacation, when we retire, and on and on and on. Meanwhile, life keeps moving forward. The truth is, oh, is it a birthday picture stream? Oops. I don't know, I must have just... Oops, I don't know, I didn't create a new thumbnail. The Wally? No, it's not my birthday. Sorry, it's just an old thumbnail. Meanwhile, life just keeps moving forward. The truth is, there's no better time to be happy than right now. It's not if not now, when? Your life will always be filled with challenges. It's best to admit this to yourself and decide to be happy anyway. One of my favourite quotes comes from Alfred de Souza. He said, "For a long time it had seemed to me that life was about to begin, real life. But there was always some obstacle in the way, something that got through first, some unfinished business. Time still had to be served, a debt to be paid, then life would begin. At last it dawned on me that these obstacles were life. This perspective has helped me to see that there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way." Thanks for the birthday messages. Hey, it's my birthday, donate some money. Oopsie. Oh, it doesn't say a birthday stream though. Yikes. Have I got like a big birthday banner behind me? Shoot. It's because YouTube just chooses like a thumbnail. It doesn't change like Twitch does. So that was obviously my last thumbnail that I took. And then I'm going to be honest and don't tell YouTube I said this. Live streaming on YouTube is not the best. It's a platform set up, I'm holding the balloon. It's set up for pre-recorded videos. It's not user friendly for live streams. It's very difficult to kind of navigate for a live stream, I think. Because I'm so used to Twitch now and how easy Twitch is. So many YouTubers. Obviously for videos, YouTube is amazing. For live streams, Twitch just kicks YouTube out of the water every time for live streaming. Just the amount of stuff that you can do on Twitch. They've just honed it in perfectly, and YouTube's kind of like, hey, let's have a go at live streaming, and really haven't kind of put proper thought into it, it feels like. It was my birthday a month ago. I'm going to pretend it's for me. It was my birthday at the end of 2 months ago, though. Okay, pick a number between 1 and 100. Okay, we're looking in the 70s. 72 has been said a couple of times. What is 72? Another very, very appropriate one. Take up yoga. Like meditation, yoga is an extremely popular and effective method for becoming a more relaxed, easygoing person. For centuries, yoga has been used to clear and free the mind, giving people feelings of ease and equanimity. I can't even read that. I've never seen that word before. I came across a word the other week that I hadn't read. Equanimity. I don't know what equanimity is. Maybe someone can clear that up. Psychic people here. It's easy to do and takes only a few minutes a day. What's more, people of virtually any age and fitness level can participate. I once took a class at the health club that included both a 10-year-old boy and an 87-year-old man. Yoga is non-competitive in nature. You work and progress at your own speed and comfort level. I've got to cover a bit. Okay, Glenn, see you soon. Although yoga is physical in nature, its benefits are both physical and emotional. On the physical side, yoga strengthens the muscles in the spine, creating flexibility and ease of motion. On the emotional side, yoga is a tremendous stress reducer. It balances the body, mind, spirit connection, giving you a feeling of ease and peace. Yoga is practiced by engaging in a series of stretches, both gentle and challenging. The stretches are designed to open the body and lengthen the spine. The stretches focus on very specific, usually tight and constricted places. The neck, back, hips, legs and spine. While you are stretching, you are also concentrating, focusing your attention on what you are doing. It means calmness and composure, especially in a difficult situation. Ah, okay. The effects of yoga are truly amazing. After only a few minutes, you feel more alive and open, peaceful and relaxed. Your mind is clear. The rest of your day is easier and more focused. I used to believe that I was too busy to practice yoga. I felt I didn't have time. I'm now certain that the opposite is true. I don't have time not to practice yoga. It's too important not to do. It keeps me feeling young and energized. It's also a wonderful and peaceful way to spend time with family and or friends. Rather than watching television together, my two daughters and I often flip on a yoga video and spend a few minutes stretching together. Like meditation, it's easy to find a local class at a community centre, the YMCA or health club. If you prefer to learn from a book, my favourite is Richard Hillman's Yoga 28-Day Exercise Plan. There is also many fine videos you can learn from, as well as magazines dedicated solely to yoga, because obviously everyone would just go on yoga YouTube and watch Yoga with Adrian. This book feels like it wasn't really written when YouTube was that big. Oh, it was first published in 1997. Okay, that explains a lot. So you don't even need to find a class, you can just go on YouTube. Oh, actually, I need to put the heat up. Didn't he die in like a plane crash or something? I think I recall that he died in a plane crash. See you later, Joshua. Okay, pick one more number. One more number and I'll do one more. Whoa, easy on the capitals there. And maybe, you know, ask a bit nicer. Manners are free. Usually if someone's like, can you do this? I'm like, can you do this? What? I used to do that when I worked in a bar. If someone came home and said, can I have a pint? I'd be like, can you have a pint? And they'd be like, of beer. And I'm like, can you kind of have a pint of beer? And then eventually they'd be like, oh, please. Like, it's one word. Use it. You don't have to pay for it. 24, right. Ooh, this has gone on 94. Because 24 was the first one there, we'll read 24. And again, this is something, the numbers that people are picking are so relevant to what I'm kind of learning at the moment. 24. Spend a moment every day thinking of someone to thank. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone either. It could be something. Hi, ESL. Hi, Michael. Okay, 24. This simple strategy, which may take only a few seconds to complete, has long been one of the most important habits I have ever engaged in. I try to remember to start my day thinking of someone to thank. To me, gratitude and inner peace go hand in hand. The more genuinely grateful I feel for the gift of my life, the more peaceful I feel. Gratitude, then, is worthy of a little practice. If you're anything like me, you probably have many people in your life to feel grateful for. Friends, family members, people from your past, teachers, gurus, people from work, someone who gave you a break, as well as countless others. You may want to thank a higher power for the gift of life itself, or for the beauty of nature. As you think of people to be grateful for, remember that it can be anyone. Someone who allowed you to merge into traffic, someone who held the door open for you, a physician who saved your life. The point is to gear your attention towards gratitude, preferably first thing in the morning. learned a long time ago that it's easy to allow my mind to slip into various forms of negativity. When I do, the first thing that leaves me is my sense of gratitude. I begin to take the people in my life for granted, and the love that I often feel is replaced with resentment and frustration. What this exercise reminds me to do is to focus on the good in my life. Invariably, as I think of one person to feel gratitude for, the image of another person pops into my head, then another, and another. Pretty soon, I'm thinking of other things to be grateful for. My health, my children, my home, my career, the readers of my books, my freedom, and on it goes. It may seem like an awfully simple suggestion, but it really works. If you wake up in the morning with gratitude on your mind, it's pretty difficult, in fact almost impossible, to feel anything but peace. Jack Bauer, what a great show that was. My partner Christian thinks that Jack Bauer is the greatest person in the world and has watched 24. I don't even know how many times he's watched 24. So I know a lot about Jack Bauer and Chloe and Audrey and all the different presidents. So the reason I said it was funny, because you said 24 and it was about gratitude, was one of the podcasts I'm listening to is called Diary of a CEO. Now the past two I've listened to weren't amazing. They weren't really for me. But there was a couple before that with like Joe Wicks, Eddie Hearn, that guy who does the football, Jake Humphrey, and then a couple before when he was on his own. And this theme of gratitude keeps popping up, where if you focus on what you are grateful for, it's really difficult to not be sad, but it's difficult to allow negativity to kind of take over. And I keep seeing it in places. So I've just recently watched the last season of Big Mouth, and Jessie, one of the little characters, so it's Big Mouth is basically an animation, like The Simpsons, like Rick and Morty, and it's kind of like sex education in animation form. It's amazing how much information it gives you. It's a bit like Sex Education, the show, with Gillian Anderson. Why do I keep knocking these? With Gillian Anderson, it's designed to actually teach people about sex, because we ain't getting the proper stuff taught in schools. And one of the characters, Jessie, goes to therapy, and her therapist pretty much says exactly the same. You need to practice gratitude. You need to actually thank somebody and let them know that you're grateful for them. And it's so funny when you focus on something, you tend to pick it out and hear about it so much. That goes with anything. Let's say you have had a headache for a couple of months, and the doctors are like, okay, we're going to do a scan, and then everything around headaches or hospitals start to jump out at you. I know when I had my hospital visits last year, everything I was seeing, like health related, kind of jumped out at me. And now I'm focusing on this whole living my life with gratitude. The gratitude. The voice is Zach Galifianakis. I can't say it now. I can't say it, Zach. Between two ferns. He's the voice of the gratitude. So yeah, so she has to start practicing gratitude, and yeah, it's just I'm just on I don't know what I'm on. I'm not on a little self-discovery journey. I just kind of 2021. I'm like, okay, I'm getting older now. I'm 38, 39 at the end of this year, and I want to learn a few new things. I want to learn how to be healthier, to treat my body and mind better. There's a lot of things I'm going to start. Eating less sugar hasn't happened yet, especially seeing as though Kublins has just made a vegan cream cake, and I had the vegan cream cake yesterday with a cup of tea, and it was absolutely heavenly. The reason I do the vegan cream cake is because I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't. Well, I can. If I want to hate myself for the rest of the day, I can eat dairy, but it's not worth it. So yeah, they made this vegan cream cake. It was so good. But yeah, I'm very much into kind of trying to follow a path of self-improvement. I've been struggling since the beginning of January, to be honest, and I am blaming the lockdown. I have really struggled. I've got a list of goals and I'm just not achieving them. I feel like just a bit of a slug at the minute, and I'm just taking it on board. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can feel like this. It's not going to last forever. But at the same time, still find gratitude in what I've got. Yes, I don't feel like waking up first thing in the morning and doing yoga, or going for a run, or having a nice glass of water or whatever. But rather than wallowing my self-pity, I'm trying to wake up with gratitude. I'm trying to just kind of tackle one thing at a time. I'm probably making no sense. I'm just waffling. I think COVID has made us all mull over what's important in life. Definitely. I would have guessed 20. No, I'm 38. 38. Gonna be 40 in 2 years. That is weird. I do not feel 40. Well, I'm not, but I don't feel like I'm 40 in 2 years. You're making perfect sense. I just feel like I'm just like saying lots of things and it's not really cohesive. But I'm trying to be a better person, mentally, physically, trying to be nicer. And I've got all these little things that I can like, right, I'll start my day off with gratitude. Right, I'm going to do meditation, I'm going to do a bit of yoga, but I'm just kind of not getting them done, and it's frustrating. But at the same time, we're living in unprecedented times. How many times have you heard that? You should not write a list. Oh no, I wrote a little list of things I want to aim for. Not resolutions, just goals. Oh, there we go, right. I want to show you something. Come down here. So, when I was talking about what I do on Twitch and how I make things for people, I'm about to show you. I feel my mortality looking back onto life. To look forward to all disconcertingly, really. Yeah, I get that. So, we're going to do just a little bit. I'm going to try and... Oh, is it going to be noisy? It's going to be noisy. I've got my little tweezers that I use to pick my needles out with, because it just makes it easier. When you don't achieve the list, Go back to the sad side. No, it's not a list of resolutions. How do I describe my list? Resolutions. I talked about this a lot on my Twitch. It's like, okay, I'm gonna lose half a stone by this time. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna start running. And when you don't achieve them, it's a bit sad. So my whole thing was, I'm going to write a list of goals to aim for. These aren't goals as in I have to get them. They're just very generic things I'm going to aim to do. One of them, drink more water. So I will aim to drink more water than I do, which I am. It's not like drink 8 glasses a day. It's just to drink more, to be conscious of it, and to consume more water, which I do. Aim to try yoga, try and do 2 a week. I'm not getting it yet, but by having it on my list, it's reminding me that I kind of want to get there. So if I don't achieve them, I won't be sad, because it's not like I must do this. It's just things I would like to aim for, and if I don't achieve them, I'm still going to try and do it next year. Hope you stay well through this bad time. You too, Alexander. Have you used that walking app? I did. I used it one day. Just once. I did 4.4 miles. Did I do 4 miles? No, I did 4.4 kilometre. It does miles though, doesn't it? Like, it didn't tell me in kilometres, it told me in miles. So when I translated it to kilometres, it was like 4.4k. So I think miles, to do a 5k, it's like you aim for like 3.1 miles or something. So who knows who this is? This is something I am. Oh, you can even change it. Okay, I thought you might. I just didn't look at it properly. I need to transfer it over to my new phone, so I'll do that when I swap it over. This is one of the items I'm making for someone. And this is the hood that I am about to add. So last night I attached the arms and the whatever this is, like a collar, and then this is the hood. Now the hood isn't meant to fit on the head. It's a decorative hood. No, it doesn't work. I don't think it's something on me at the moment. What the hood is going to do, I can't wait to get a new microphone stand, you know that. This doesn't go any lower, unfortunately. I would love it to go lower, but it doesn't. Okay, so the hood is going to be, let's just put that needle somewhere safe, attached to the back like that. So it's just going to look like a hood rather than actually something that can go with a head. So I'm going to attach it now. So I'm going to get this. Now, an easy way, if you are a crafter starting out with crafts, you get the needle, I loop the wool over the needle and I pull it tight over the needle. Then I pull the needle out and then I turn the needle around and I can poke it through like so. Hey Tom, How are you, Tom? I'm just gonna thread this back through on itself. Just gonna place it where I'd like it and then attach it. Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, I don't usually make things this complex, and when I first started I didn't realise how complex it was. Obviously that's why Bernie was like, I'll redeem keyring as well, because there's a lot of elements to it. It's taken quite a while. Just sat with your cat enjoying a chilled one. That's what Fridays are for. Oh no. Oh no. I was meant to put some bread on. I've got soup out of the freezer to make soup for dinner tonight, and I didn't put any bread on. I'm gonna have to rustle something up. I might do some Szechuan noodles instead. Silly me. Okay, I just want a nice flat base at the top. Really, all I'm doing is securing it. Oh, that. Hey, Maverick. So, I think I'm going to secure it a little bit more, just maybe further down, so it's secured just a tiny bit more. Oops. really make them to sell. You can come onto my Twitch and earn points, and you can exchange the points for these. I do sell a few things on Etsy. They were actually just Christmas things I was selling. I really need to get some like Easter things or something generic up there. But I haven't really got anything up specifically to sell. I just don't think the quality is good enough. Like, you know, there's a lot of little mistakes on here, and I mean a lot of people might disagree, but I look at the top crocheters and I'm like, their work is exquisite, and mine's a bit handmade. It looks, it's got you can see where I've messed up and stuff. They are good enough. I know, I look at like the professionals and I'm like, mine are nothing like theirs. So I don't sell them, but I do make them for Twitch. And if you did want something, just get in touch. Just get in touch and I can commission. I'm actually doing a commission for somebody, which I'm going to start very soon because this is practically finished. My wife loves the octopus. The really difficult octopus. I'd say probably one of the most difficult ones I've done. I made a doll for Ida. That was difficult. Dylan, I made a doll for Dylan. That was really hard for the hair. And I'll be honest, James's pigeon was not easy. Your pigeon was so awkward, the head of it. Tom's got a little cat. Like every time I send something off, I'm like, oh, it's not exactly how I wanted it to be. But if you're not a crocheter, you probably won't see the mistakes I've seen. But as long as the people receiving them are happy, then that's good enough for me. Okay, right, I think this is almost done, this one. Now she does have a bag, but I'm not going to do her bag as well. Okay. The problem with crocheting is, if you were to be like, oh, this is how much money I will charge, someone would be like, what? But it takes a long time. Like if I was to charge somebody for an item per hour, not even the materials, just per hour, I'd be charging like, let's say I got paid £10 an hour, I'd be charging over £100 for this. Because I'm not fast at crocheting. And no one's going to pay £100 for this. So I would never do it for a living. The ladybird hasn't left her side since she got it. Oh, I'm glad she likes it. Right, I think we're done. I think we are done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke this in, the needle in, and I'm going to pull it out. We've got to get rid of the tail. It gusted in. Got slippy hands with and cream on, so I've actually almost used all of this yellow wool. Michael sent me a load of wool for, I think it was my birthday. There's not much of that yellow left. I've used quite a lot of the yellow. So, what we then do, get the scissors. Right, so what I do is I pull it quite tight, then I snip it. And then when it bounces back, it goes inside. So, just gonna kind of So there we go, that's the hood. So Coraline now has a hood attached, and I've attached it further down so it's more secure. Obviously it's not meant to go over her head, it's just meant to be, you know, her head is meant to be bigger than her body. The feet were at, she looks like she's got 2 left feet. I followed the pattern. So yeah, she's got a little hood on there. Okay. And then I'm going to see what else I need to do. I think we're onto the hair. I think we're just onto the hair now. I'm pretty sure. Let me have a check. My new phone. My beautiful, beautiful new phone. I love it. So I've got, if I can take it out of the case, my beautiful new phone that I can't get WhatsApp on. My little pops. So this is the phone. It's lovely. It's like a lovely lavendery colour. And then it's like it matches my nails actually. Yeah, can you tell purple's one of my favourite colours? So it matches my nails. It's like a pearlescent lavender colour. Then a clear case, always a clear case, which will eventually turn orange over the years. I've got another one, I'll try and get it all done. This is what happens to clear cases. I'll try not to get feedback on my headphones. This is my iPhone. Head's too big for the hood. So this case will look like that in a couple of years. It just kind of goes yellowy. So it almost looks like a bit of a gold case, but it's not, it's just it's wearing naturally over the years. So this is my old one, and that is a free pop socket I got, the VK one. I don't drink VK, but it was free. I just used Union. And that's my lovely pop socket. It's kind of like, you know, when you'd put a bath bomb in the bath. Like that's what it kind of looks like. Is that for Bernie? Yeah, Coraline's for Bernie. Yeah, anyway, my new phone. So, let me have a look on Google. I'm just getting used to this phone. Still not very good with it. Oh, I've got a hair. I've got a hair trap. Oh, there's a hair trapped. Hold on. My hair is in the case. I can't be having that. Okay. Right, so let's just close that. Right, so it's actually from Amigurumi to go. Oh, could do ears. They've said ears aren't completely necessary, and you can leave these out with the pattern. You're not really going to see the ears anyway under the hair, so it's probably an element I can probably not bother doing. A little mouth and a nose. I do need a nose. I need to put a nose in, boot in the leg, top rim of the boot, arms, arm cuff, front strip of cord. There were so many elements. So you see all the little cuffs there. You see that little ridge between the hand. That's a separate piece. There's one on either side. This is a separate piece. These are separate pieces. That's a separate piece of the literally just says the hair now. If you didn't use safety eyes, oh, I did. I'm like, oh my god, the eyes. Buttons, black buttons. I've used them. Good. So, hair. Wrap yarn loosely in loops. Once you have a good bundle, cut through the loops. So I'm using. No, I'm not going to do any on stream because it'll take too much concentration. I don't want to mess it up. This is going to be what I'm using. So, as you can see, the top of our head is already this colour, which makes it handy when I'm putting them on, because then you can't see the skin colour coming through. That's why you do the top, the hair colour, so when we then sew the hair in, it's less noticeable. What's a driver cover? Where do you get the patterns? Off the internet. This one is from a website called Amigurumi to go. Which that's what this is. This is Amigurumi. Oh, golf, okay. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. So my next project is a flower, a sunflower, and then I have got whoever redeemed, I think it was on Twitch. Someone redeemed something on Twitch the other day, and I can't remember who it was. They did send me a Twitch message though. Paul, that's who it was. So I have to make a cat for somebody on Twitch. How long have I been crocheting? About 3 years. I picked it up about 5 years ago and just didn't stick with it. I didn't stick with it at all. It wasn't the right time. And then I got anxiety again. When I moved to this house, I started getting anxiety, and I was like, I need something to take my mind off it. So I just picked crochet up, and yeah, that was it really. Who taught you? YouTube. The wonders of YouTube. I just went on loads of different like YouTube videos, bought some books, and if ever I came across something like a stitch or like, hey, we're going to do a half treble, I would Google what a half treble was. So I'm just kind of self-taught. Why not needles but crochet? I don't know. Why not needles? I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean. Are you any good? Well, judge for yourself. It's subjective, isn't it? Someone might look at that and be like, that is crap. And then someone else might look at that and think, wow, I could never do that, it's amazing. So, depends. I'm guessing they mean knitting. All right. Oh, you mean why did I pick up crochet and not knitting? I don't know. Got no answer. It's got to be one, hasn't it? It's like, why did you pick up the white bread instead of the brown bread? Just decided to do crocheting. I did try knitting, but I wasn't feeling I wasn't feeling the needles at the time. I found them a bit cumbersome and I thought I'm just going to try crochet. And straight away I picked up crochet pretty easy, whereas knitting, I've actually got some knitting in my other room. And I'm not very good at it at all. But I only did start. I started in January and I have only done it twice, so I'm still a brand new beginner at knitting. Any plans for sweaters or blankets in the future? No, blankets. People keep asking me to make blankets. They're like, oh, can you crochet me a blanket? And I always say to them, yes. If you buy the wool, if you buy me the wool, I will happily crochet you a blanket when I'm not doing other projects. Wool is so expensive. Someone wanted me to make something for them and the wool was going to be £200. And I'm like, yeah, do you know how much that's going to cost? Feel free to get me the wool and I'll make you it for free. I'll give you free labour. But, yeah, it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. I'm still so chuffed with Huxley. Is he a good friend? Is he keeping you company? Isn't there some kind of finger crochet? Oh, right. Oh. You mean, why not needles but crochet? I'm not sure what they mean. So you've got knitting needles. Isn't finger crochet for kids? How's Poppy? She's good. She's at my mum's. She's been at my mum's for 10 days. She's been on holiday at my mum's. I rang my mum up on Monday because I'd taken her over the previous Tuesday. And I was like, oh, so Poppy, what's happening? She went, oh, I might bring her over back on Monday. And I was like, oh, okay. She's just keeping her for 2 weeks. I don't mind because it makes, I can get things done. It's quite relaxing without her. But my God, I miss her. But my mum loves having Poppy. She absolutely loves her to death. She wouldn't get her own dog though, because having Poppy is perfect because she can have her and then she can bring her back over. So when COVID is over and she wants to go on holiday, she doesn't have to think about getting someone to look after the dog. So having Poppy is brilliant because she's like, oh, I'll take her for a week and then I've got a week without a dog. So I don't have to do dog walks, I can get more done. So yeah, Poppy is grand. She is back home tomorrow though. I'm very much looking forward to seeing her. Knitting needles, they are so sharp. Sharp? You need rounder edged ones. And yes, I do find it relaxing when I know what I'm doing. When I don't know what I'm doing, then it's frustrating, not relaxing. Oh, what a hair in my eye. How much was the ear microphone? The 3DO. Oh, how much was it? I think it was about 700. £750, I think. Because it's a proper 3DO. You can get similar ones like this. This is the actual 3DO from the 3DO company. And I think I bought it for 350 or something like that. And then when it was imported, then I had to pay tax. And the tax was another £112 when it arrived in the country. Not cheap. I'm looking forward to seeing her in your stream saying, oh, I can't wait to have her back. I can't wait to have her back. I miss her so much. Guaranteed she'll be back one day she'll be a pain in my arse. She does little things like, you'll be in the kitchen, you'll open the door for her, tell her to go out for a wee, and she's like, I'm not going out for a wee. You'll have been in the kitchen for an hour, cooking and eating dinner. The moment you come upstairs, like let's say I come up to play a game or do something, the moment you come upstairs, she'll go to the back door and she has a bell, and she'll ring the bell as if to say, I want to go out now. Now that you're upstairs, now I want to go out right at this very moment. And she does it all the time. She is so sneaky. And she likes to go out in the garden and bark. So when she's out in the garden, usually I'll have a treat at the back door and I'll be like, come get your treat, and I'll get her in with a treat. Now she goes out in the back garden and barks on purpose, because she knows if she's barking in outside at like 10 o'clock at night, I'll call her in with a treat. So I'm pretty sure she's barking intentionally to get a treat. She's a little bugger. Yeah, she's the boss. But no, I'm looking forward to having a hairy little face back home. I missed her cuddles. She's a good cuddler, is Poppy. But I was chatting to my friend who has a dachshund. Her dachshund's only, God, he must only be about 4 or 5 months old. He's still a baby. He's just losing his baby teeth. And he's exactly the same. He can sense when you sit down. I don't know if this goes for all dogs, but the moment I sit down anywhere in the house, she's like, my mum has sat down. I'm going to run to where she is, and if I have my legs out in front of me, she'll lie in like the divot in between my two legs. That's her favourite place, to lie in between my legs. And my friend's dog Walter is exactly the same. He loves it. Let me just check on something. Right, what trigger we're going to do now? Some ear cleaning, I think. Doing ASMR is expensive. It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. It's just, I wanted better microphones. I've been doing it for 7 years now, and I could still stick with a Blue Yeti, but it's like, then I'll have been doing ASMR with a Blue Yeti for 7 years, and I want to kind of increase. Oh, what was my hip? My hip does that. I wanted to get better equipment. Hold on. I'm going to move over here. Constantly stretching. My favourite place to do. Any plans for a new roleplay video? There will be at some point when I can be bothered. I've got to do a video. I've got a collaboration I'm doing with a company, so I have to do a video with them, which I hope will get me back in the swing of things. miss you, miss Poppy as much as you. Not as much as me, I don't think. But I think that's because I spend all day with her. Because I work from home, she is essentially my best mate. Poppy is my best friend. I spend all day with her. I talk to her. He goes to work, he sees other people at work, so when she's gone, like I'm in the house on my own all the time. And it's like my little busy mate's gone. But he does miss her. Because he always plays with her. Like he'll run around the house chasing her and stuff. So I'll be like, oh, she's coming home. And he's like, I have missed her. He said, but I haven't missed the walks. He's not a big fan of the walks. But that's because he does the nighttime walks. He'll come home on an evening and he'll walk her. Now, in the summer, it's not too bad in the summer. In the winter though, they're dark, they're cold, they're wet. Nobody wants to go out in that. So yeah, he always says I do miss her, but I don't miss the walks. Hey, Percival. Oh, hey, West Coast. California knows how to party. That's what I think of when I hear West Coast. Do you like your grilled cheese sandwiches? Do you mean my cheese toasties? We don't have grilled cheese sandwiches over here. We have cheese toasties. And also I don't like them cut. So I like mine. When I do cheese toasties, it's two open slices. Like they're two separate slices and I don't cut them. It's the same with my toast. I don't cut my toast, I just have a slice. I actually made grilled cheese the American way for Christian last year. And he was like, this is amazing. Which it was. However, there's a lot of butter. A lot of butter involved. When we make a cheese toasty, we don't use butter like that. Like the way I make a cheese toasty is I put 2 slices of bread into the toaster and I toast them. Then I put some cheese on top and I put it under the grill, which I think you guys call a broiler. And then I melt the cheese. I put a little bit of Worcester sauce on, a little bit of Worcester sauce and a bit of salt, and then that's it. That's how I have it. The American way is you put butter in a pan and you put your bread in and the bread soaks up all the butter, and then you stick your cheese in and then you flip it with more butter on the other side. And that's just a bit too much butter for me. Like, it's nice, but it's just too much butter. Grilled cheese and tomato soup. I'd rather have... I made some tomato soup. I've got some out the freezer, but I forgot to make fresh bread, so I'm going to have it tomorrow and I put some fresh bread on tomorrow. But yeah, the only type of tomato soup I like is the one I made. I cannot stand tomato soup out of a tin. It's disgusting. And I wouldn't have grilled cheese and tomato soup, because that would be too much. I'd be too full from that. Like, I'd have soup with a slice of bread, or I'd have grilled cheese. I couldn't have two of them together, because soup fills me up too much. No butter. How do you make it your way without butter? Can you just do it dry in a pan? There's a super quick way that I make it. Like, I will put the cheese, the lazy way, if I'm in a rush, the lazy way is I put cheese in the microwave. So I usually use like mature cheddar. Chuck some mature cheddar in the microwave, melt it while the bread's toasting. Once the toast is done, I will pour the melted cheese onto the bread, whack the other slice on, and then that's my cheese toasty. That's the lazy way, and it doesn't taste as good. I miss the taste of things. What joy in life is there without food? I feel you, James, I feel you. I have had that where, you know, when you get flu and your nose is completely blocked, and obviously your taste predominantly comes from your sense of smell. Without your sense of smell, you have no taste. You can obviously, you know whether it's sour or sweet or salty, because of the areas of your tongue, but you can't actually taste the flavour. And in the past, when I've had flu and I've got zero taste, I'm just eating it and I'm like, I have got no idea what I'm eating. I then tend to just eat things for texture. So usually when I'm ill, I'll eat really healthily because I'm not eating for taste. But I said to Christian, you want to hope, if I do end up getting COVID, you want to hope that I don't lose my sense of taste and smell, because how do you cook? How do I cook something if I don't know what it tastes like? Like, I wouldn't be able to taste something and be like, oh, that needs more salt, that needs a bit of soy sauce, or a little bit of this in. I would just not be able to, and I wouldn't eat meat because I wouldn't be able to smell if anything is wrong with the meat. A few times in the past, I've opened something up. Oh no, I've opened something up, and he doesn't know I'm streaming, and it's been off. Good Lord, could it be any louder? He's like a pet elephant. He's about to come up and realise I'm streaming. Give it a second. Hiya, you alright? I'm just doing a little... It's Friday, yeah, don't worry. It's not Wednesday. I was like, here's Christian, you're like rattling the keys, throwing the keys down. What were you doing with your keys? Alright, I was like, he doesn't know I'm streaming. I'm streaming on YouTube. I'm just doing a little YouTube stream. He was panicking now. He's like, oh my god, what day it is? What day is it? It's not Wednesday, is it? Because obviously I stream on a Wednesday. He was panicking that it was Wednesday and not Friday. It's just, I said, what were you doing with your keys? He's like, I forgot to lock the car. Let him know he's live before he slips. He slips. What do you mean? His voice is actually relaxing. So many people say that. The amount of people who are like, oh, Christian's got a relaxing voice. He won't come on camera though. He won't come on camera. The amount of Twitch I've been doing, he refuses to come on camera. There is actually, he does have his own podcast on YouTube. But yeah, he won't come on here and say hi. I have to get some sleep. Take care, James. Have some paracetamol, a Sudafed. Lots of vitamin C. Lots of sleep. Take care. I'm wishing you a speedy recovery. Speedy recovery. Christian ASMR will never happen. It's not gonna happen. Right, okay. I've got my one mic here. I've got no one to raid. In Twitch, when you finish a stream, rather than just like saying goodbye to everyone and leaving, you pass that love on to another streamer and you raid somebody. You don't have that option in here, do you? You just have to end it and then kick everyone out. Oh, I do like Maltesers. I'm a big fan of Maltesers. I love malty things. So I'm a big fan of Horlicks and the inside of a Malteser. Love them. The Malteser teasers though, there's too much chocolate and not enough maltiness, so I prefer original Maltesers because it's more malt and less chocolate, whereas the other ones are more chocolate. Twitch raids are fun. I love a Twitch raid. I love it. I love being able to, like, you know, if someone's streaming and they've got like 3 viewers, it's so nice to pop in and kind of boost their viewership up, because a lot of people are obviously aiming for affiliate or partnerships, and that raid can really help boost them up to achieve it. Old-fashioned malt milkshakes are amazing. Oh, I love malty things. Do you drink chocolate Horlicks? No, I prefer just bog standard Horlicks. Yeah, you're helping out another creator, and that's kind of what the ASMR community, I think, is about. We're here to help people. I do a lot of these videos to trigger ASMR, to help deal with any issues. Hey Bernie, And yeah, it goes the same way, helping other ASMR artists, you know, giving them a read, but YouTube just hasn't got that facility. So I can't really do anything with that. Bernie. Are you ready, Bernie? We've just got the hair left to do. So we did I did the hood last night. I sewed this on. I sewed the arms on and then the collar. So I sewed these on. And then the hood, I made the hood last night. And then I sewed the hood on. So the hood sits kind of like that. Obviously I've got to do her nose and her mouth. I think I'm going to leave the ears off. By the time I get the hair on, she won't really need ears. It says on the pattern, like, you don't need to do the ears. But yeah, she is looking close to being finished. So a little mouth, just a little mouth, a little nose. Hold on. There we go. It's better. So yeah, just got to have a little nose, a little mouth. Got the hood all sewn on. Like so. The hands, the original pattern that we looked at had fingers. And I don't know if you can imagine how difficult it is to make fingers that small. So these kind of hands are perfect. No, the pattern requires a nose and a mouth. Just the pattern, where's the pattern? I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's just a really basic. Hold on. Take the exposure down. There we go. So that's like what it's meant to be. Whoa. There we go. So yeah, she still needs a little nose and mouth, some freckles and some rosy cheeks, but the hair is really the last thing to do. And then I'm going to start Michael's sunflower. And I need to pick which wool. I think it's going to be a paler sunflower, I think. I've got a wool called Peter Pan wool. So I think I'm going to use that one. I have a wool wall. Let me just... Can you see up there? A wall of wool. That's my big green screen. And that is a poster from Labyrinth. I got that on QWERTY. But that's all my wool. It's not actually that much, to be honest. And I got some from... Where is it? Whisper Spinner, another ASMR artist. Whisper Spinner sent me some wool years ago, hand spun. I've still got a couple of things up there. I only use it for special projects because I'm just so like protective over it. But this is one of the ones she sent me. This is a hand spun. So this is getting used for rolling ball and balls cube cat. And that's another item I'm going to make. So yeah. So close to being done. And I've got a blue wool ready for her hair, I think. The only thing, I'm not going to do a bag, I think on, I don't know why I keep putting my phone over there, there's no need for it to be there. She has a bag, I think, as well, but that's like an extra that kind of doesn't need to be. Like there's a bag, you can start adding pockets. There's just so many add-ons you can put on. But I don't think the pockets need to be on. They're not like an imperative part, nor is the bag. In fact, she doesn't even cover the pockets, funnily enough. In her pattern, she doesn't actually talk about the pockets. Right at the top, she just happens to put a one with pockets up. The pattern is from amigurumitogocom. If you just type in Coraline pattern, it's actually Crochet Coraline Doll Revised 2013. The revised bit's important because this is the one I'm following, is the revised one. Can you do it with scissors next? No. Black wool is something that I've said I won't crochet with. There's a joke amongst the knitting / crochet community, like if you want something made out of black wool, you will pay 3 times the amount because you cannot see where you're putting your hook. It is so much strain on the eyes because it's just, you can't see what you're doing. But yeah, it's not like one strand, it's various strands, so it's not going to be super easy, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Yeah, if you click that, and that might be the revised one, so that's the original one, but if you go to this one, so the one that Bernie put is the original pattern. However, when you click that, it says revised, click here. The link I've put is the revised pattern, which is what I'm following. Because the original pattern, if you notice, is single fingers, which is a nightmare to crochet. And she's changed a few things. She's made the pattern fatter. When you have to crochet little things like arms, the smaller they are, the fiddlier and more difficult it is. So when they're fat, when you've got a nice big hand like that, it's not too bad. So yeah, right, I'm going to go now, guys. I'm going to head off. I thoroughly enjoyed this afternoon. It was nice just to pop on. I will be starting to make videos again as of like February. I mean, I say as of February, it's the 29th of January, so I couldn't really start this month anyway. Oh my god, it's the 29th of January already. Holy potatoes. We're almost in February. But yeah, I'll be, fingers crossed, I'll be getting back into my YouTube. I've had no motivation. But February, you know, I'm trying to think what I've got to look forward to in February. I do have an anniversary. It's mine and Christian's anniversary. I'm not sure how many years we've been together. I should know, shouldn't I? 17. I've got it in my diary. 17 years we've been together. So, where will we go? We might go to the front room. We might go to the kitchen. Who knows? So many places in the house to visit for our anniversary. So yeah, I've got that to look forward to. We don't celebrate Valentine's Day because I find it very commercial. But seeing as though we're in lockdown, you know, I might make like some little cakes or something and then next year we'll go back to not celebrating. If we don't do it, it's just too commercial. You know, I'm not going to be told when I have to celebrate romance. And I wouldn't go in the backyard. I wouldn't go in the backyard. It's February in England. It's freezing. So yeah, February, and then what does February lead on to? Leads on to March. And what's March? March is where things start to spring up out of the ground, and there's daffodils and tulips and lovely things. I can't wait to go shopping and getting some tulips and brighten my house up. Funny enough, we don't celebrate St. Paddy's Day. Like, this is something I've noticed. In the United States, St. Patrick's Day seems to be a big day. Like, you guys dress up in green and everything's green pancakes, and it seems like a big deal. In England, we don't really celebrate it. Yes, people go out and drink, but that's just like, oh, it's Paddy's Day, we must go out and drink alcohol. But there's no actual celebration. We don't do anything. We don't go anywhere other than some people go to the pub, but nobody says, oh, what are you doing for Paddy's Day? Because it's such a non-day. So yeah, we don't do anything for Paddy's Day. Like, you guys in the United States celebrate it way more than we do. Like, I don't think I've ever worn green for Paddy's Day. I don't care about what's St. Patty's Day? Do you mean Paddy's, or is there another day called Patty's Day? Is she the female version of Patty? I used to go to the pub as well for St. Patrick's Day. The colour green. They colour the river green in Chicago, really? That's a lot. Cinco de Mayo for Mexico. What, they don't do anything, but you guys are like, yeah, it's Cinco de Mayo. It's just short for St. Patrick's. Paddy is St. But Paddy is short for Patrick. Ah, you guys use... see, we use Paddy, not Patty. I've never heard that before. We use Paddy. But yeah, I guess Patty makes sense because it's Patrick, isn't it, with a T. If you don't wear green, you get pinched. I do not consent to you pinching me. It's Paddy's in Ireland and it's their day, so I would always say Paddy. Paddy walks into a bar. I think we'll leave it down to the Irish. What do the Irish say? If it's Paddy's in Irish and it's their day, we have to go with that. Irish and Patrick, something like that. Some people take that pinching stuff serious too. Can you imagine getting just a random stranger pinching you? Oh, I wouldn't be having that. Right guys, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go and make a cup of tea. And I'm going to go and sit with Christian and have our evening catch up to see how work went. See how his work went. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave this unlisted on my channel. I don't think I'm going to have this public. It's just between us. It's our own little thing. So if you want to go back and watch it, grab the URL now, save the URL and you can watch it. Otherwise it will be saved as unlisted. But yes, thank you everyone so much for being here. Thank you to Joseph for the donation, and thank you everyone for being here. I've had a lovely afternoon. stay safe. And yeah, I'll see you on Twitch on Sunday.